joining us today for the next episode of our Marquee Wedding Planning series. Today we are joined by Kat from Highfield Event Group. So Kat, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Do you want to give us a little bit of an introduction and tell us about Highfield to start?
Yeah, of course. Brilliant. Okay, so the Highfield Event Group are based in Burwell, Cambridgeshire. A lot of our work we do is within East Anglia, but we do go further afield as well. So anyone sort of all over the country, we can help with their wedding planning. It's family run. So Gary runs and owns the business alongside his daughter Claire and his son Chris. And we've been operating for 40 years now. So it's a very sort of family friendly feel kind of a company to work for. So yeah, it's really good fun to work here. And we obviously try and sort of give our personal touch to all of our clients as well.
So if a new client was interested in working with Highfield, what would be the process that they go through to book with you?
Okay, so our inquiries we either get via email, on our website or over the phone. And our first thing that we do is sort of go through the whole quotation with our clients. We try to offer a personal feel, try and get the sort of requirements that they're looking for, the type of feel for their wedding, you know, how many guests, what other things they might need beside a marquee. And then we'll put together what's called a budget costing, which we'll obviously send over to them just so that we'll see if it's within their budget and what they're looking for. We also do like a free site inspection as well. So if we need to go to the site and have a chat with them and sort of, you know, get down to the nitty gritty and get the exact things that they're looking for, obviously we do that as well. Once the confirmation's been issued, it's very flexible. So if they change their mind at any time, or they want to change the colour of the carpet, change the style of chairs, we're really, really flexible. So anything that helps make the process smoother. They will have the same member of staff throughout their booking. So they'll have, you know, if it's me, for example, I'll work with them through their quotation and make sure we get exactly what they're looking for. I'll issue their confirmations. I'll be in touch with them throughout the whole process. I'll go to the meetings with them. And if they need me there on the day as well, I can be there on the day for them as well. So that kind of makes it feel like you've got the same person, so they know the booking inside out, basically, so that we give them exactly what they're for.
Yeah.
Obviously with the COVID thing that's been going on at the moment, we've had a lot of people moving from this year to next year. So also, again, we're very flexible with deposits. We'll move all our deposits over to next year, obviously completely no change to the prices that have paid for this year. So we're honouring all prices for next year as well, if they've paid us this year. And as you can imagine, June, July, sort of August, we're pretty booked up now. So
yeah, double the bookings, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. The next time will be absolutely crazy.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting stuck in though next year, because this year is obviously not a plan for anyone. So,
no, I've missed it this year.
Yeah, I know. It's been, very testing at times, let's say. So obviously there's lots of different marquee styles. What does Highfield offer? What types of marquee does Highfield offer, and how do they differ?
Yeah, so we have our frame marquees. So they are like an aluminum frame with like white PVC walls and roofs. You can also have clear roofs and windows as well if you want it to sort of feel really sort of opened up. Those style of marquees are really more suited for couples that are wanting like a modern sort of contemporary feel to their day. Yeah. We do recommend that they are lined, because obviously otherwise you can see the metal framework inside, but they are quite good as well if you're wanting to have the marquee attached to the side of a building or the side of your house, so it like flows through from the house into the marquee. So they would be the ones that we would suggest if you're attaching them to a building. And we can use them all year round. So if you wanted a winter wedding, they're ideal for those as well. Obviously, they're carpeted, heated, everything to give you that sort of like winter wonderland feel. Hard surfaces as well. So instead of being slate, they can be weighted. So again, you don't just have to use them on grass. They can be used on gravel or concrete as well. So that kind of makes them more flexible as well.
Yeah.
With both of our marquees, you can either have the walls down or up. So if it's in the summer and it's getting a bit warm, you can roll the walls up, or you can have them down entirely, you know, how the client would like it to be. So we're there on the day, obviously installing the marquee, and we show them how to lift the walls up and down if they need to. So that's quite good. With our traditional marquees, they're canvas marquees. So they kind of lend themselves more to like a quintessential sort of English marquee wedding. So because of the style of the marquee, they have to be staked into the ground. We only use them generally between April to October because they're not great, obviously, if you've got a lot of like high winds. This style of marquee, you don't have to have them lined, so you can have them unlined, which kind of gives you more of a sort of old-fashioned feel to the interior of the marquee. So you generally find that a lot of couples will have them combined with like Hessian matting, sort of wooden folding chairs, wooden tables, that kind of give that kind of feel to it. And just one thing to bear in mind with the frame marquees, because you have guy ropes around the outside, they do require a little bit more space than our frame marquees.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. So I think you've kind of touched on a few things there, but what do couples need to consider when choosing the type of marquee that they want? I guess the location would be a big thing.
Yeah. So the location, if it's in a garden, then obviously you can have either a frame or a traditional marquee. If you're going to be putting it on hard standing concrete, then obviously a frame marquee. Time of year as well. So winter weddings obviously would just be the frame marquees that we would offer. And also the kind of style and look that they're going for with their wedding. So if they're wanting a modern feel, then it would be the frame marquee. Or if they're kind of going for a sort of a traditional English marquee, then obviously that would be our traditional marquee. And budget as well. So just a few things.
Just a few things, but that's the joy, I think, of marquees, isn't it? That they're just so flexible,
and they're so different. Yeah, so many different things you can do with them. So yeah, that makes them kind of like an ideal venue, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which takes us on nicely to what do you think it is about a marquee or at-home wedding that just makes it really special?
We do a lot actually of weddings at home, and a lot of our clients say, oh, it's just nice to have it in a sort of like a familiar surrounding. So, you know, a lot of the times it's the daughter or the son that are getting married in their sort of like childhood garden, which is always quite nice. And if you've got older members of the family, it's nice that they don't have to like move around. You know, they've got the marquee there, and then they can go into the house in the evening if they want to. They haven't got to travel very far or anything like that. Also having a wedding at home, you don't have to think about the expense of hiring out a venue and then maybe sort of the cost of a marquee on top. And then, you know, with regards to the bar, there's no restrictions on finishing time. You can provide your own alcohol. So lots of bonuses there for having it at home.
Yeah, exactly. Other than the main marquee structure, because effectively you're building a venue from the ground up, aren't you?
Yeah.
What other key elements do couples need to consider if they're having a marquee at home?
Things that we like to point out, obviously, that might not be quite so obvious, are sort of underground cables.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we're staking a marquee, we don't want to be staking it through electricity wires and things like that. And also overhead obstacles like telephone wires and things like that as well. Also to consider when they're having a marquee. Access to power as well, if we can use the power in the house, or if we have to maybe consider hiring them a generator. Toilets, do they have enough toilets in their house to accommodate everybody? The sort of space that they have available in the garden, the sort of shape of the garden, obviously something like that we would come out and sort of talk through the options with them to make it easier for them. Easy access to the site, obviously, because we come in sort of big lorries, so we need to know if we've got easy access to the site, and obviously for guests as well, if they've got plenty of parking. That's something also to consider. And also if you've got sort of neighbours that are not keen on noise, so you have to sort of maybe think about your party in the evening, whether or not it's at your neighbours.
Exactly, sweeten them up a little bit beforehand.
Yeah, exactly. Fight them, then can't complain.
They can't complain. That is very true. And other than the main marquee structure, do you provide furniture or any other equipment that couples might need?
Yeah, basically anything or everything or nothing really. I mean, they can just have the structure. We do sort of all of your tables, chairs and linen, dance floor, stage, bar, lighting, DJ, PA equipment, catering, flooring. If they want soft furnishings like sofas, or outside furniture as well, we can deal with. In the winter, heating, as we discussed before, toilets and generators, just in case there's not enough access to power and toilets. Fridge trailer to keep all the booze nice and cool. Photography, A catering tent for their caterers if needed. And we also do on the day event management, so if you want someone on site to help with the liaising of everyone there and make sure everything runs smoothly, we're available for on the day as well.
Yeah, brilliant. So yeah, it's kind of like a one-stop shop for
exactly
that they're
we're happy to provide all, or a small variety of little different things. You don't have to book everything with us. We're totally flexible. So
okay, brilliant, thank you. And in terms of decor and design, obviously you've seen a lot of marquee setup. What would you say makes the biggest impact? So where should couples kind of direct their money or their effort really in making the biggest impact in their marquee?
We find a reveal curtain always works really well. So entering the marquee generally will probably come in where the bar and the dance floor are, and then you can have like a reveal curtain so that they can't actually see where the tables and chairs are, and then you can kind of like drop the reveal curtain. That always makes a really, really good impact. A round bar is really nice effect as well, rather than just having sort of a long bar. A lot of our guests, if they want in something kind of like very twinkly and starry, we do starlight ceilings. They all is like really nice and bright in the star feel in the evening. And all over the dance floor as well always looks really nice and sparkly.
Party.
Exactly.
So is there anything that is often overlooked by couples when they first start planning their marquee wedding?
Obviously with the English weather, you just don't know what the day is going to be like. So we also always say have a wet weather contingency plan just in case. So really need to think about if it's raining when you get back from the ceremony, is there going to be enough space for everyone to be inside the marquee? Obviously you don't want people standing outside in the rain. And we would suggest that you position the dance floor sort of in a good position so that people can use the dance floor to stand on to stop them having to stand outside in the rain. So just really a wet weather contingency plan is really the most important thing we would say.
Okay, good. And what would be your top piece of advice for couples planning an at-home wedding?
To keep the party flowing and everyone having a good time, we would suggest that some people tend to think that having the dance room one marquee and the bar in one marquee, and then maybe having another marquee for eating is a good thing, but actually it kind of digresses away. So some people are in one marquee, some people are in another, and you kind of like you lose the sort of party atmosphere.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, that you keep everyone in the same area and position the bar next to the dance floor, and just so that everyone can sort of all stay together and have a good time and celebrate.
No, I think that sounds perfect. Yeah, great advice. Okay, so that was all the questions. Thank you so much for your time, for speaking to us today. It's really helpful. And for anyone watching, Highfield's contact details will be in the webpage below, so you'll be able to contact them via that. So thanks very much, Kat.
Thank you, Natasha.